Live,
enjoy your final few days in Qatar. We'll speak to you
France
soon.
24
Well,
from
Messi
Qatar.
really is the man of the moment. After Argentina missed out on the championship in 2014, he's led his team to a victory in Qatar, finally clutching the trophy on his last try. Declan McGarvey is in Buenos Aires for us. Declan, we are seeing some incredible images coming out of Buenos Aires today. What is the atmosphere like there?
Well, the atmosphere is absolutely wild. People are streaming into the city centre, the main meeting point for the football fans. Thousands and thousands of people going down the city streets and asking towards the main monuments of the city centre. They're carrying flags, they're almost all dressed in the white and light blue shirt of Argentina, mostly with the name Messi on the back of them. They're singing songs about Messi, they're singing songs about Maradona, they're singing songs about Argentina. It's a carnival party atmosphere that I think is going to go on for a few hours, getting way into the night, I would think.
Well, Declan, enjoy that atmosphere. It certainly looks like it's not going to be an early night for you, so enjoy the rest of it, okay? Declan McGarvey for us there in Buenos Aires. Well, victory for Argentina obviously means heartbreak for France. Les Bleus were looking to become the first team to win back-to-back titles since 1962. Well, that stat still stands. The man who kept their hopes alive throughout the game, however, was hotshot Kylian Mbappe, as you heard Selena say. During this tournament, he's become only the second person ever to score a hat-trick in a World Cup final, as well as the fifth highest goal scorer in World Cup history. That's all before he turns 24 years old. That's happening in just 2 days' time. Sadly, though, it wasn't enough to get his team across the finish line. Let's hear how some French fans reacted to their team's defeat.
We didn't play very well over the 90 minutes, but Mbappe was able to make the difference. He had a lot of trouble at the beginning, but I must admit that he had to score the volley. He dared to do it, and he did it. It was really emotional, but we lost in the end, and that's the game. That's how it is. Maybe next time. It's no big deal.
We have rarely seen a final match with as much suspense as this one, so obviously we're disappointed, especially as the penalty shootout phases are rather random in my opinion. But really, this was a great match. Yes, a defeat, but maybe we could say a glorious defeat.
When the dust settles on the World Cup and the confetti is all cleared away, questions will still surround the way in which Qatar, a desert nation with no footballing tradition, came to host the world's largest sporting event. Human rights abuses and allegations of corruption have encircled the 2022 World Cup for years. But FIFA's president said this year's edition had been the best World Cup yet. Clemence Waller takes a look at the off-pitch legacy of the tournament.
Controversial, historic, and surprising. These are just some of the words which can be used to describe the 2022 Qatar World Cup. From the allocation to the hosting, Qatar's legacy will be much talked about in the future. In 2010, Qatar made history after FIFA allocated them the bid, which prompted probes and a long trial into the organization's corruption. Lasting years, the investigation ended with Michael Platini and Sepp Blatter declared not guilty by the Swiss courts. The road to Doha has been plagued with human rights issues, from deaths and deportations of migrant workers to inhospitable rights for the LGBTQ community. It's prompted calls from NGOs to boycott the tournament, while many cities across France have refused to play games or host fan zones in protest. The Australians became the first team to call out Qatar's human rights record and released a video demanding the respect of both worker rights and human rights. Qatar upset Western fans even further, announcing at the last minute a total ban on the sale of alcohol in or near the stadiums. While some complained about the restrictions, many female fans say this was one of the safest World Cups they have ever been to.
Yes, certainly. I don't drink, but I do feel safer. Wherever there's alcohol, people change, so we do feel safer.
Doesn't matter if the games end up really late at night or you walk to your place really late. Every place feels safe.
Furthermore, FIFA chief Infantino called the Qatar-hosted edition the best one ever.
Thanks to everyone who was involved, to, of course, Qatar, all the volunteers, workforce, all of you, everyone who has contributed to make this World Cup the best World Cup ever.
Arab and African teams also made history, from Saudi Arabia beating Argentina 2-1 in the pool stages, Qatar becoming the only host nation to lose every single game, to Morocco becoming the first African and Arab nation to make it to a World Cup semi-final. The Atlas Lions were legendary, eliminating strong contenders like Spain or Portugal, massively raising the profile of football in the region. For both the good and the bad, this World Cup can objectively be called one of the most topical World Cups in history.
Well, let's take a look at some other stories making world headlines. Low voter turnout in Tunisia's parliamentary elections leads to calls for President Kais Saied to step down. Boycotts led by the main opposition party meant turnout for Saturday's ballot was just 8.8%. It was the first vote on the country's assembly since Saied suspended the body in the midst of a power grab by the former law professor. His moves have sparked fears of a return to autocracy in the country. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for an attack in Iraq that killed 9 police officers. It took place in the north of the country. A roadside bomb was set off before gunmen shot at the survivors. The attack is one of the deadliest in Iraq in recent months. Police officers said one civilian was killed, while authorities are still looking for the others.
Remortgaging?
And at least 19 people have
This
been
isn't
killed in
our first
Afghanistan
rodeo.
after an oil tanker
Just
overturned
check
on a
out some of
motorway and
these
caught
awards.
fire. 32 others were injured in the
Let
blaze,
us
which
help
happened
you.
to the
Lab
north of the
West.
capital, Kabul. The carriageway trapped. At around 3,650 meters altitude, the Salang Pass is one of the world's highest motorways.